Hi, I'm Mike, owner of the In-Groove in Phoenix, Arizona. Today we're doing the new arrival video for July 24th, 2026, and I am actually into the second bin of stuff I need to show you guys. And actually everything in this first bin is all this week's new arrival. So there is a massive amount of stuff to show you guys this week. I'm gonna be here for a while, and then I'll show you some key restocks. Not everything, but some key restocks. I also have some extremely solid pre-orders to tell you guys about. There has been some updates to the website though, if you guys check that out. There's kind of been some restructuring on my part. We have a just-in tab, which is going to be everything that's come into the store the last week. It used to be everything in order of when we received it as far as new products, but that didn't account for any restocks. So all of the restocks are actually in the Just In tab. It's on the top left-hand corner. It's actually on the main web page as well. Also, I am starting to, and it might not be perfect, if you see something that's off, email the store. There's contact at the bottom. You can help me out. But we have got more description information to where certain products are categorized. So like Rhino Hi-Fis, Rhino Reserves, Analog Productions, MoFi titles, Blue Note Classics, Tone Poets, they're all in their own little category and they're on the item page. You can click it. So that functionality has been added over the last couple of weeks. I've done a lot of great stuff on the website. It's been a lot of work. The rest of the hair that I might have had on my head was now officially gone. It's definitely not there because it's been a stressful couple of weeks, but pretty cool updates. Things I had wanted to do for a long time, but it wasn't really feasible, but now it is for a myriad of reasons, but it's feasible. But yeah, the Just In tab. Pretty cool. Okay, this week's pre-order announcement, starting with probably the coolest pre-order announcement I think in a long time, and that is Analog Productions is doing The Who. Now they've only announced 4 titles, but I think there's more to come. Why stop at 4? If you can get the authorization for 4, why not do more? Because more is better than 4. So I foresee more coming out in the future, but that's not been confirmed. That's just me speculating. But what we do know that's coming out is so far they're going to be doing The Who's Live at Leeds and My Generation in mono at 45 RPM and SACD. Now this is using the original Classic Records parts from 20 years ago. Now Live at Leeds and My Generation never came out in 45 RPM, although they cut the parts, which Michael Hobson of Classic Records did for pretty much everything, whether it came out or not. They're coming out. So this is going to be a first time release type of deal. The SACD, well, both of those titles are to be announced. But now keep in mind too, these are supposed to come out next week, but with retail stores, Analog Productions makes us wait a week or two. So we'll have them shipping a week or two after next week. As far as the 2 UHQRs that were announced, they're doing The Who's Tommy and Who's Next, again, using the classic parts. Now, the first 2, the 33 aren't crazy money, probably around the $100 range for the 33. 45, again, don't exist. The next 2, Who's Next and Tommy, I haven't looked at what they go for recently. I'm sure after this news, they're a lot less. But I was getting upwards towards $500 for the Classic Records Who's Next. That was a very pricey record. The Who's Tommy is my shootout winner. I did a shootout video of that title a decade ago, and that was the definitive version then. I'm sure this is going to be no different. It's the same plates, same pressing. I'm sure there'll be more consistency, though, in the actual vinyl as opposed to Classic, which was all over the map. The Tommy SACD is to be announced. They have not announced they're doing Who's Next as an SACD. So, yeah. Another really cool release from Mobile Fidelity, they are doing Rodriguez's Cold Fact. Cold Fact is a phenomenal cult record and has been for 30 years in the vinyl, community, before the movie. But then they came out with a movie called Searching for Sugarman, which is absolutely phenomenal. You don't have to know anything about Rodriguez. If you want to watch one of the coolest music documentaries of all time, watch Searching for Sugarman. It is fantastic. It won all kinds of awards. Essentially, the story with Rodriguez was he came out with a couple albums on Sussex, I believe, in the United States. Nobody bought them. Nobody cared. Somehow they migrated over, a copy migrated over to Africa, and he became like this Beatles, Elvis-esque superstar over there, but he never knew. Decades went by, and finally somebody was like trying to hunt him down. They thought he was a dead artist, but he became this huge star in South Africa, and he found out decades and decades later. Watch the documentary, it's great. But Mobile Fidelity is doing it as a 45 RPM, which is nice because I think, short of the original, which now is even more money, it was always an expensive record, even before the documentary. It's probably $500-600 now for an original. Light in the Attic did it, you know, this is going to be better, I'm sure. Cold Fact by Mobile Fidelity. They are doing Dada's Puzzle, a standard version. So this comes out September 4th. They did a Record Store Day version. That was a Record Store Day first. Now we're getting just a standard release. So if you didn't get it on Record Store Day, you didn't want to spend the $125 it was going for, you can get it now in September. On a side note, I have a Whatnot coming out August 1st. That is Saturday. I'm going to do another Saturday Whatnot, August 1st, 4:30 Arizona time. Got a few cool things, including a Robert Ludwig Led Zeppelin 2. Double RL, Led Zeppelin 2, going in that 4:30 Whatnot on August 1st. All right, let's get to this week's new arrival, starting with the non-vinyl. We've got a Quadio disc of Seals and Croft, Diamond Girl. Randy Newman's Sail Away, Quadio. Carly Simon, Quadio. What is this, self-titled? Yeah. Shania Twain's newest album, Little Miss Twain. We have a release party coming up for this as well. This is actually an autograph variant, and there's an autograph LP, I believe, too. I'll show you guys. Jack White, his newest album, Frozen Charlotte, as a cassette. And this is crazy because Hannah Montana looks like a different person. Well, I guess Miley Cyrus on this. This is Miley Cyrus, Younger You, featuring Lainey Wilson from the Hannah Montana 20th anniversary special. This is like the first image I've ever seen where now she looks like a proper adult. She's looking nothing like Hannah Montana anymore. I don't know this music, but the photo was like, wow. Holy cow. Okay, this week's new arrival. I'm sure this is an absolute proper banger. The 45 RPM of this that Analog Productions did is on my top 100 imprint analog records you should own list. I want to give a listen to this as soon as possible. Oh my God. This is cool. I've been complaining about these numbered copies forever. This is actually a numbered copy. One of the complaints with the numbered copies, A, is they make them simultaneously with the non-numbered, so they're not really the first pressing per se. But also they put the numbering behind the barcode. Well, on Kick, it's right here. I don't know if they're doing that for all the titles. Hopefully that's the case. But all analog, cut from tape by Kevin Gray. And an absolute dynamite of an album. Dusty Springfield's Dusty in Memphis. Definitely one I'm going to pick up. I have a 45 RPM of this from Analog Productions, but this is an album I'll be plenty happy with just the 33. And Share 3614 Jackson Highway, also limited to 5,000. Their Share is in front of Muscle Shoals. That's the address, by the way. 3614 Jackson Highway. Cool, kind of has a foil cover. All analog, cut from the master tape by Kevin Gray. All right, maybe a lot of great stuff this week to show you guys. Gordon Lightfoot's Summertime Dream. Rhino Reserve, all analog, cut from tape by Matt Luthans. And another Rhino Reserve, analog cut. Rod Stewart's A Night on the Town. What's on this? The first cut is the deepest. That's a great tune. Tonight's the Night. Solid Rod record. Chip, chip, chitty-o. English Rod on the back. Okay. And Todd Rundgren's Faithful, also all analog Rhino Reserve by Matt Luthans. From Mobile Fidelity, we have The Stooges, Funhouse. Not The Three Stooges, but The Stooges. You know, Iggy Pop. One of my favorite blues albums of all time. This is Howlin' Wolf. This is the Rockin' Chair album, I guess they refer to it as. Self-titled, but kind of like the White Album is a self-titled album. It's called the White Album. This is the Rocking Chair album. Muddy Waters, Brass and the Blues, part of the Acoustic Sounds chess series. Both of these are. There are so many pickups this week. I'm going to be bringing home way more records than I want. Absolute phenomenal record. This is Bobby Timmons. This here is Bobby Timmons. This has his version of Moanin' on it. Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers Moanin'. Bobby Timmons wrote the song. He's in the Jazz Messengers for that record. But this is his version of it that came out on Riverside technically a year later, so it's really a cover. Can you cover your own records? I guess you can. And that's what he did. Freddie Hubbard, The Artistry of Freddie Hubbard, part of the Acoustic Sounds Verve reissues. So far, I have only showed you guys, well, except for the one Mobile Fidelity, all analog titles. What a crazy time to be alive, I'm telling you. The amount of audiophile stuff coming out now is fantastic. Freddie Hubbard's Going Up. This is a all analog cut from the original master tape, Blue Note Classic title. And phenomenal record, Lee Morgan's Leeway, all analog cut from the master tape by Kevin Gray. Bobby Timmons is on this one as well. This is just, I don't know what this is. This is number 414 of the Beach Boys Pet Sounds. Go on the website, see what this is. Marty Robbins. This is a silver and red, Bullets in Blood vinyl pressing. Gunfighter Ballads. This record sells so well. This is by Real Gone Music. Very difficult time keeping that in stock. The Blue Nile Hats. This is one of those legendary audiophile records, originally from, I want to say, the late 80s, when this came out originally. This has been an audiophile record for years. I want to say this might have been on Lynn originally. Lynn, the LP12, the turntable company. I want to say this was a Lynn. Off the top of my head, I don't know. Maybe this was, it says Confetti Records. Maybe their subsequent albums came out on Lynn. But one of those albums that is exceptionally well recorded. The Smiths' Best. This is number 2. There's 2 versions of this. Kind of a greatest hits. There's 1 and 2. This is a 12-inch single of Jamiroquai's Virtual Insanity on transparent yellow vinyl. This is, I believe, an import. Let's make some space. All right. Michael Jackson. This is a Japanese import of Gotta Be There on clear orange vinyl. Some David Bowie reissues. We've got a reality tour. 3 LP set. Reality, the studio album. The Next Day. Excuse me. And I feel like Black Star is part of this bunch, but not there. Suki Waterhouse, Loveland. From Music on Vinyl, this is the Mamas and Papas Collected. 4-page booklet with liner notes. Number 2056. Limited to 5,000 copies, so kind of a greatest hits. Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, Bad Reputation, 45th Anniversary Edition, featuring an exclusive alternate cover art. So I think this is the indie exclusive. And then this is the standard cover. Echo and the Bunnymen. We've got songs to learn and sing on yellow and black marble vinyl. Part of the Spirit of 76, kind of this year's Rhino Summer Series, we have Chicago X. This is all analog cut by Bernie Grunman at Bernie Grunman Mastering. Nice, kind of a little sneaker. They did that last year with the Sounds of Summer. They snuck some analog cuts in there, including War's greatest hits with the Kevin Gray analog 2 cut. Carpenters Collected, Music on Vinyl, greatest hits for the Carpenters. Number 2, 7,500. That makes sense. Carpenter's Cell. And Robert Palmer Collected. This is limited to 5,000 copies. 2257. He's got so many killer tunes. I love Robert Palmer. Puts a smile on your face when you put Robert Palmer on. Grateful Dead. Steal Your Face. Part of the Spirit of 76. This is Grateful Red and Steely Blue vinyl. This, I want to say, is what, the 10th anniversary of This Is Acting? I think this is on black and white vinyl from memory. Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Works Live. Let's see, 2021 remaster on 2 LPs featuring new liner notes. The Stray Cats, Rumble in Brixton, recorded live at Brixton Academy in 2004. Saw the Stray Cats 2010 in a private show, private concert. There were like 50 people were there. It's awesome. Awesome show. Dave Matthews Band, Every Day. This is the first time on vinyl, 45 RPM pressing on 2 LP. This is kind of the 2 LP. This is kind of the 45 RPMs that I'm a fan of. A lot of records that were made for CDs are too big for one record and too small for two. So rather than doing a 3-sided record, it's best to do them at 45 RPM. Spirit of 76, the Monkees' greatest hits on Yellow Flame vinyl. Because you're pretty much doing that amount of turning anyways, you might as well get the higher fidelity. Let's see, the Jay Giles Band, Blow Your Face Out Live, also all analog, cut by Matt Luthens at the Mastering Lab. This is Mac Miller's Blue Slide Park. This is the Target exclusive. Let's see, on blue striped green vinyl. Whiskey Town, Pneumonia, 25th Anniversary Edition. The new Strokes album, Reality Awaits, on Black Ice Glitter vinyl. Charlie XCX, Music, Fashion, and Film. Yorkshire Smoke vinyl. I'm not really sure what this record is about. I do know Martin Scorsese's on the cover. So that's cool. I wonder what, short of him just being on the cover, I don't really know what the deal is there. Gracie Abrams, Daughter from Hell. The album you've all been waiting for. Here it is, folks. Yoko Ono's masterpiece, Season of Glass. I kid. Although I don't mind Yoko Ono. One of Pitchfork's top 200 albums of the 80s. I don't know about that. There's a lot of good music in the 80s. Season of Glass. Nice tip on cover. Let's see. The FIFA World Cup 2026, the Kickoff, Volume 1. The Sounds of Soccer. Yard Act. You're going to need a little music. This is the indie vinyl exclusive. And this is the same thing, but the standard vinyl. Gene Loves Jezebel. Discover plus Glad to Be Alive, 40th Anniversary Edition. What's it say there? On LP for the first time since 1986. Ooh, the Goo Goo Dolls, Lit Love In, 20th Anniversary Edition. Another Spirit of 76 title. We've got Kingfish. For you Grateful Dead fans, let's see, make some more space. Was anybody like a Kingfish fan but not a Grateful Dead fan? Go ahead and tell me in the comments below. Willow, The Thread, Neon Magenta Clear Cloud Vinyl. Dance, Gavin Dance. Whichever I Say is Royal Ocean on forest green glitter vinyl. Dance Gavin Dance, Mothership on sea blue glitter vinyl. Cypress Hill, Dios Bendiga. PM Dawn, the Bliss album. I had an original of this come in the store not too long ago. It's on Friday Music. That's kind of crazy. Not a title I would have expected from them. Sum 41, all killer, no filler. 25th Anniversary Edition Breakthrough. New exclusive alternate cover. The Streetlight Manifesto. Limited clear color. Everything Goes Numb. Streetlight Manifesto somewhere in between on clear color. Just says clear color. What's the color? Streetlight Manifesto, The Hand That Thieves. And the Streetlight Manifesto, 99 Songs of Revolution. Because if it's just clear, that's not a color, right? So it's got to be a color. I would think. I think that's how that works. Dead Kennedys, Fresh Fruit for Rotting Vegetables, remastered in 2026 from Studio Tapes. The Damned, first album. No Effects, The War on Errorism. Let's see. Checking out the song titles. She Nubs, Idiots Are Taking Over, Franco Un-American. Ooh, I like the X-ray specs. This is a cool cover too. X-ray specs with this laser cut cover. Very cool. Obsessed with You, the early years. Original 1977 demo recordings. Very cool. The die cut cover is very cool. We have a Zoetrope of Keen, Under the Iron Sea. 20th anniversary Zoetrope. Static Dress, Injury Episode on gold vinyl. Dokken, Erase the Slate, available on vinyl for the first time in the USA. From Music on Vinyl, we have Rantology Ministries. Rantology on translucent red vinyl. Sorry, my eye was twitching there. Okay, this is a new series. This is from Blue Note. This is the Blue Note Essential Series. These are essential titles at great price, mastered for high resolution, digital masters on 140 gram vinyl. I wouldn't buy these myself. If you can afford $20 for a vinyl record and go through the inconvenience of playing a vinyl record, because nobody's ever said it's convenient. My phone plays music. Sounds like shit, but it's convenient. If you're going to go through the inconvenience of playing a record, get the Blue Note Classic of this. For $8 more, you get like the definitive version of this record. I don't really know what this series is all about. I see what they're going for, and they're doing, killer titles. Horace Silver's Song for My Father. People will buy them. Lee Morgan's A Sidewinder. They'll sell, so I guess it's fine. But man, if you care what it sounds like, spend the extra $8. Herbie Hancock's Maiden Voyage and Chet Baker's Sings. I wonder who did the mastering. LP reissue supervision, Joe Harley. So I don't know, maybe it's a digital file prepared by Kevin. That'd be curious. Who knows? Charles Lloyd, Sangam and Friends. Liam St. John, Man of the North, Live in the Wild. Still going. Brantley Gilbert, Sins of the Father. Ooh, what is this? Beautiful tip-on jacket. Chio Feliciano. This is all analog, cut from the original master tapes. Part of the craft Latin stuff that's been going on. Kevin used to cut them, but he's no longer doing it. All kinds of Spanish music here. What do we got? Juan Gabriel, Los Duo. Oh, that's a creepy back. He's kissing a mannequin hand. Weird. Juan Gabriel, self-titled. Los Buques, Si Me Recardes, or something there about. Los Buques Quami. I love the fact that they're doing these Spanish records. They sell really well for me. I have no idea what the hell I'm looking at here. Same artist, E Donde Vas? La Buques. Los Buques. Los Buques. Mi Fantasia. My Fantasia. Los Buques. Mi Volvi a Amarda di Ti. Spanish was excellent. I took French in high school, by the way. Not Spanish. When I lived in Florida, there was no Spanish people. So it's like French, Spanish, didn't matter. Los Buques. Por amor a mi pueblo. Okay. Mon Lafare. Sice. The Transformers, the movie, the reformatted edition, 40 years. From Hasbro Music. Disney's Hocus Pocus. Music composed and conducted by John Debney. Let's see if she does I Put a Spell on You. It's got to be on here, right? Some alternate cuts. So this, I'm guessing, is the score. That's unfortunate. Bette Midler doing I Put a Spell on You is pretty iconic for this movie. Straight score. Let's see. A couple more soundtracks. We've got The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Limited to 1,000 copies. This is number 74. This was not my favorite movie. Wasn't a fan. Moana. This is the live-action soundtrack. The Rock is looking really creepy there. Is that The Rock? I'm guessing that's The Rock. I haven't seen this. All right, that is it for the new arrivals. But let me show you guys some of the key restocks, starting with Blink-182's Enema of the State. This is a one-step, part of the Definitive Sound Source Series. Definitive Sound Series. Added the source in there. Nat King Cole's Christmas album. Sounds pretty good. Audio half cut from the half-inch 3-track analog tapes. A restock of the new Rolling Stones, Foreign Tongues. I have not been able to keep this in stock. This is the green vinyl, indie exclusive. And a record that I'm warning you, I don't think this is going to be around much longer. This is Fleetwood Mac's Rumors, the all-analog cut by Kevin Gray and Steve Hoffman. The definitive, best-sounding version of that album. The wonderful LA Woman Rhino High Fidelity that I sat in on the mastering session, and my initials are on the dead wax of this here record. I'll never not mention that. It was awesome. Talk Talk, Spirit of Eden. From Light in the Attic, we have Nancy Sinatra, Moving with Nancy on purple vinyl. Restock of Kenny Burrell's Blue Lights. This is a Blue Note classic, all analog, cut from the master tape by Kevin Gray with a beautiful Warhol cover. The Temptations, Psychedelic Shack from Elemental Music. There's this era of late 60s, like 70, 71 Temptation stuff that's really good. Not the typical Motown you think of, but kind of my favorite era of the Temptations. The 20th anniversary of MF Doom's Food. Got a restock of Megadeth's Countdown to Extinction. And the last restock to show you guys this week, Chris Cornell's Carry On. All this stuff can be purchased online at the website at theingroove.com. Until next time.